Yep.
taking up our homes, collecting benefits, and really, like, those interests for the average Albertan have become completely diverged from what the federal government is telling us we should want.
So I said to my uncle, who's very, I think, pro Carney type, the thing about this is that right now, this is just a problem we're talking about at the table. But in 15 years, that's going to be the person running for public office in your area or in my area or in some other area. And if you think that that cultural shift is not going to affect their thinking during their time in public office, or that with the population density of their peers well established at this point and only entrenching itself more, that they're not going to win every election easily, I guess I would just point you to Brampton or point you to Minnesota in the United States or wherever. Like, there's a number of different localities where this is already happening and the results are clear. That's number one.
We're in a position where the government has not been following the best interests of Canadians. And back to the point about immigration, like we especially in Alberta, we should be a resource driven economy, and we should need a ton of immigration. Right? We would need a ton of immigration if not for the fact that our major industry has been so stifled. And we should be going to the world to find the best and the brightest people to bring into our country, to integrate into our country, to become part of our country and build with us. And instead, what we've done is we've just brought in absolutely anyone.
You can't find a job, can't find a house, can't find a partner because every girl is on Tinder now, and Pareto is ruining, your game. And so, what are you left with? Well, you're left with the same thing that the recent immigrant is left with, right? You working gig jobs, delivering for Amazon, living with roommates. You can't establish yourself, can't put down roots. And you wind up in a situation where you're not loyal to not only to your country, but you're not loyal to your community either. And I look at the place I live, and I'm sure you're in a similar boat there in Calgary. I have some family in Calgary, actually. I look at my community and it's established families, like my wife and I, we have a young one and we've been here for a few years now, and I'm from the area. She's from the area. So when I go to the park, Dave, there's no garbage around. People care about the community they're in, right? I don't have to worry about people speeding through my neighborhood or crime or little things like that, right? And the reason for that is because there's some level of ownership. And when you have people living this sort of fly-by-night lifestyle, not their intention, I'm sure, to come here and live that lifestyle, but they're relegated to that thanks to the situation here economically and, sort of societally. They have no ownership of the area they're in. And that's how you see these, I hate to use the word ghettos, but they do seem like ghettos. Toronto has become one giant ghetto. Everyone's a renter. No one cares what happens outside the common area in their condo.